Hello, YouTube world. For those of you who have been looking at a few of my videos and my shorts, I appreciate it. I'm just a random guy that likes to play music, and I like to tinker with old amplifiers and guitars. I like to try to learn as I go. So by no means am I offering or claiming to be the world's biggest expert on any of these things, but I have learned a few tips and tricks that have served me well, and just thought I would share some of those things. So you can take it or leave it. Hopefully, you learn a little something that could help you with one of your future projects. So what I have here is a 1960, early 1960s K model 703 amplifier, and I've got it out here. It is a darling little amp, and it's got just a really nice cabinet, solid plywood. It's got a nice brass handle. It's got a really nice, just kind of a little bit of piping that goes around between these two colors of covering here, and really kind of an ugly kind of early 60s kind of poop brown sort of grill cloth here, but it fits and I really like it. So what we have found out is that the amplifier works, and found out that it has had some work done in the past to it. I can kind of get this around to where you can see it has had some work done on the back side. Had some capacitors replaced, still some original caps that are in there that I'll probably work on replacing eventually as well. But that's not why we are looking at or making a video today. Today we're making a video because we have an unfortunate tear in the paper cone here, and as I have found, there are a whole lot of opinions on what to do and how to repair these things. And again, I'm not going to be claiming to be an expert on the best way to repair a speaker tear. However, I'm just going to say that I've used this method on multiple occasions, and pushed the amp pretty good afterwards, and it sounds pretty good. I've been reading on some forums and those sorts of things, and some people get pretty serious about certain aspects of it, and they may or may not be right. I don't really know, but one method that I think works really well and is to just take a bit of paper towel and 2-ply paper towel. Pre-size it like this, get it kind of to the size that you want, and get it into its individual sections. And and then you kind of soak it pretty good, and you could just use an Elmer's glue. You could use a wood glue like Titebond. You could thin it if you feel like you need to thin Titebond. And as I'm talking here, I am applying the glue to a section of paper towel. I'm just using a little brush like this, just a nice little brush. And I'm going to show you here in just a second just how you can do this. And sorry for the delay, but I thought if I did it in real time, you can kind of get a sense for just exactly what's going on and how easy or challenging or finicky this may be. Some people say that you want to tear the edges of the paper mache. You want to tear the edges because the fine edges will kind of grab a little bit better. And so what I'm going to do right now is I am just going to get some of this glue on here, kind of pre-glue this section, get it in there. Some people have said also things like, definitely don't want to get it too wet because water is your enemy. I've heard some people say that Titebond is too strong, and Titebond will kind of make the speaker more rigid, changing certain tonal aspects of the speaker. I have heard other people say that it does not matter, that that's not a factor. And I've heard that, or read that people have had success with all of the techniques. So really, from what I gather, is that you can just try something that is in the ballpark that you feel like is gonna put the glue back together, or put it back together. And it's kind of interesting to me to kind of see the arguing online in some of the forums about it, because in essence, I mean, you've got a messed up speaker anyway, so no, you don't. I mean, yeah, you want to give it a chance to have this work, and no, you don't want to totally ruin your chances, but at the same time, it's a torn speaker, so just take it for what it is. Okay, so what we have here is our speaker is kind of glued up there, and I'm going to take, because it's a little bit finicky, I'm going to see if I can finesse with some tweezers, finesse my paper kind of right down into where I want it to go. If I can, it's going to be a little tricky because it goes way up in there. So we're going to see if we can kind of tease this up in there. Kind of get it over into place. Come on, buddy. Likes to stick to your thumb or your finger. Really just trying to get my thumb off of it right now. There we go. Okay. There we go. Nice. Okay. And I'm going to try to pull it down just a touch if I can. Come on, buddy. There we go. And now I'm just going to kind of get those edges down. Yay, sweet. I think it's looking pretty nice. I'm going to paint those edges way up in there. It does kind of go up in there a ways. There we go. It does, as you can see, get a little tricky. And so I'll come around here on the front side and see what we got so far. Now, if it was like you were worried about aesthetics on the front of your amp showing through, having a white kind of a unsightly spot like that, then you can take a black marker, okay, just like a Sharpie, and just paint it black. Nobody's really going to tell. So on this one, I'm kind of fortunate because on this old K, it doesn't show at all through the underside, through the back of that. It really doesn't show. So I think I'll be in good luck, or in good shape, rather. Now, what I'm gonna do is, because of that, I'm gonna put, that was tricky enough to get that on the backside. That was fairly challenging to kind of get that up into there without totally boogering up the whole job. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around to the front and I'm gonna add a little bit of paper onto the front, trying to smooth down this one section. Some people say a rubber cement is good because a rubber cement will flex, and they say the vibrations, you know, will allow flexure to happen, and that's very possible, and I believe that that is true for sure. In this instance, it's a really, in my personal opinion, it's a low wattage amp, and yes, the speaker is vibrating, but I just don't think that the vibrations are, you know, like as violent as like a high wattage type of a situation. But because I'm hidden, see this little spot here, I'm not really for sure that I got my paper just right on the back side for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go around to the front as well. I'm just going to put one layer on the back, and then I'm going to put one layer on the front. Let it dry, see how it goes. That's it, folks. That's how you fix a speaker. This is a pretty particularly nasty tear. It goes really down the length of the whole cone. So I have no idea whether or not it's gonna work, or for how long it works, or if it's gonna bust itself up again. Who knows? I really don't care, because I mean, this is like a couple cents of glue and you know, no worry at all, you know, it's no big deal. So I figure it's either pay for a recone or try this first, you know. It's not gonna hurt it at all to give it a whirl. So, you know, don't be afraid to just try. It's ruined anyway. What's it gonna hurt? So okay, kind of getting that on there like that. Now I'm gonna go off camera and I am going to wet the other piece here. And I will apply it to the front. In this particular situation, I am using Titebond. I'm using wood glue. Oh no, wood glue. Some people say you shouldn't use wood glue because it makes it too rigid. Again, I looked for my Elmer's glue. That was going to be my first choice, kind of just Elmer's school glue. That was going to be choice number one. But my daughter likes to make slime, and she has used the slime or used the glue for making her slime. So here I am with my Titebond, and it's okay. I'm all right. It's gonna work just fine. So here we go. Kind of getting this all pre-glued up over here off camera. And it'll be kind of fun to see how it works. Kind of fun to get it going. All right, here we go. Round two. These things really are finicky. It's just a super thin piece of pretty much, you know, really thin stuff here. So I'm going to kind of try to tack this down right into this area here. I'm sure, again, there could be people who really have a lot to say about my technique or whatever, but like I said, I'm just an average Joe guy that does this stuff for fun as a hobby. I don't get paid to work on people's thing, you know, their equipment. I don't get paid for it, and don't want to. So leave that up to the, you know, the true professionals. But a lot can be done on your own at home, and you can fix a lot. So because this is such a big tear, I don't worry about also using the Titebond to stiffen it up, both sides there. May it change the tone? I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't care. I can always, you know, get a replacement speaker. This is just kind of a good try, you know, just a good effort here. See how it turns out. But I actually think it's gonna work. So we're almost done. Some of this stuff up here. I'm not really thinning this at all. Maybe I could, maybe I should, but I'm not. I'm gonna pull that little piece away. There we go. Yeah, get him out of there. He's just gonna come right off. Kind of starting to feel like Bob Ross, you know. Get that little guy free, so he can go away to his happy home. Here we go. So like I said, I like to tinker with things, and I have been putting shorts up online, and the shorts are so far they're just kind of like glimpses and shots of amplifiers that I've acquired or have been working on, and they're just kind of neat to look in the chassis of some of these old amps. I haven't really done much playing yet, but I might. I do have a couple videos on there of me playing a little bit. I put an audio clip of what this really sweet Alamo Dart amp sounds like, and it is just really another just awesome. I'm going to pat that down right through these grooves here. I want to make sure it gets good contact. So now that I've got it down, I'm just really trying to pat it on there. And I'm not sure if I should put, you know, like a second layer on top of this. I don't know if it would help it or hurt it, really, to tell you the truth right now, because I'm feeling like when both sides dry, it's going to be pretty stiff because of the glue. So I'm not going to put a second layer on the top here. But yeah, for those of you who like this sort of stuff, and you like to kind of just learn from an average Joe guy, if you haven't tried stuff like this before, or you just like to see kind of just some of the more, I don't know what you'd call it, shade tree mechanic sort of stuff for amplification and music, just follow my channel. Hit a like or give me a comment. Let me know if you love this. Let me know if I'm just doing a disastrous job and I need to do a lot more learning and go back to school. So anyway, when I get this all fixed up, I will do a follow-up video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for staying this long, and hope to hear from you soon.